one of the main creators slash generators of weeaboos everywhere, all over the world, is back. Alright, and it seems like Kishimoto got inspiration from the upcoming Pokemon games, Sun and Moon, to write this chapter. Now, just as a brief reminder, this is a one-shot from Kishimoto, alright? He's not going to be in charge of the art of the Boruto Manga, which premieres next issue. If you read this chapter, you'll see a note that says that finally the Boruto Manga starts next issue, but let me just say that unfortunately next week is a holiday week in Japan, so you have to wait another week. So not next week, but the week after that. That's when the Boruto Manga starts. We've already seen how the art looks. It looks cancerous. We cannot deny that, but it's a cancer that a lot of people will read, myself included. So here we are. That stated, it's been a while since I've reviewed a piece of Kishimoto's work. Last time was Naruto Gaiden, or as a lot of people remember it, the Maury Povich show. You are the father, Sasuke, and so I think it's hilarious that Mitsuki wakes up, and right away we see Suigetsu working, at the lab, possibly fucking up even more DNA tests for other people. But on a serious note, I really did enjoy reading this chapter because it just gave me that, that feeling of like, this is what it felt like to wake up and read Naruto, like every week. And, just not just reading the material, but also just looking at Kishimoto's artwork and, the action sequences or the action lines, all that stuff, which it kind of starts with in a way, because Suigetsu tries to test Mitsuki to see his combat ability, and Mitsuki actually kind of hurts himself there, which I thought was a little bit weird. But then again, it wouldn't have mattered because Suigetsu could just turn into water. And so the whole point of this story, the core of this self-contained story, and by the way, you can tell it's a self-contained story because it has a beginning, middle, and end, rising action, climax, and then a resolution, is basically to work on defining Mitsuki as a character and his identity. But it also serves another purpose, which is to set up Boruto the manga. And it does it by having Orochimaru and another character play kind of a mind game with Mitsuki in order for him to decide what he wants to do with his life, to choose his own path. If I was joking, on the other hand, I would probably say that this entire story, the driving force behind this is basically Orochimaru's desire for Mitsuki to fall in love with Boruto and go seek him out. So yeah, the main message of Boruto and Naruto has always been the promotion of this idea that men should fall in love with other men. In a friendly way, kinda. You know what I mean. But no, so the whole point of this is for Mitsuki to actually decide, what do you want to do? Do whatever the fuck you want. No, so, and I really liked it because not only does it highlight Mitsuki as a character who we know was introduced, well, he was introduced in chapter, 700, and then we learned a little bit more about him in Boruto the movie. We got teased with the reveal that Orochimaru is in fact his parent. We don't know if it's his mom or his dad. That's a quote from the movie. And they've been trying this whole experiment on Mitsuki a couple of times before. That's why they needed to, erase his memory. And at first, you see this guy hooded in cloak, and initially I thought it was Shin. Remember Shin Uchiha? But no. So Orochimaru is working together with Mitsuki. I guess Mitsuki's older brother. Yeah, this is all about Mitsuki's creepy ass fucking family. Mitsuki Part 1 and Orochimaru and Suigetsu. Weird Uncle Suigetsu in the corner, making up fake ass DNA test results in the corner there. And I really liked how it was handled because, yes, we got a little bit of action and, the whole chakra thing, and it got me excited because it's like, wow, what's going on here? Why is he able to, open up the chakra barrier with his hand? And everything was explained in this one chapter, in this one shot. Orochimaru looked pretty dope in this story, with his hair in a bun, just total Orochimaru samurai gear. And, there were certain moments where it's like, I know it was a setup, everything was arranged and stuff, but I'm like, damn, even after this, Orochimaru still has those moves. The trick with the little snake that went into his mouth and paralyzed him. That was really cool. Just the whole fighting dynamics. I really miss Kishimoto, the way that he draws fight scenes. Because the way that ninjas fight is that you know, as a reader of Naruto, that each of these fighters have to be one step ahead of the move that you're seeing on screen in order to win. And so the whole armor absorption thing I thought was really cool as well. Even though, again, it's a setup, I get it. Kishimoto has to use those plot twists every chance he gets. And there's this moment where, Mitsuki Sr. is paralyzed. And he tells Mitsuki Jr., take off my mask. You are the one who's being deceived by Orochimaru. I'll prove it to you. Just take off my mask. I know Orochimaru I've been with him a lot. It's something to that effect. And I'm like, is this Kabuto? If it had been Kabuto, I probably would have been raging right now. That would have been a really bad plot twist. After all this time, after going through Izanami, all right, Kabuto still cannot get over Orochimaru. No, but it's Mitsuki Sr. Both Mitsukis are revealed to be synthetic humans built by Orochimaru, made by Orochimaru. And at first, I was really suspicious of Orochimaru. I actually found him really annoying when he just wouldn't shut up about parenting styles and techniques. I'm like, what, did you just read a book about, like, the best parenting techniques for... No. But as the chapter went on, and especially by the ending, it's kind of like, wow, like, there's been some character development in Orochimaru. Because he's no longer that guy who's... And you would say, like, you would think, like, yeah, it's easy to blame him for creating, like, these artificial beings and stuff, which is what Mitsuki Sr. does. And so, but he's like, it doesn't matter where you come from. You guys are my children. And that was really, really creepy, but it's also, I get it. Like, I feel like there's been a change, an actual change in terms of Orochimaru's way of thinking. So even though he's a snake, very slimy character, very, very shady past with a lot of, like, crap behind him, but at the same time, despite that, he does kind of like prove to the reader a little bit, not entirely, that he understands one of the fundamental things that go into being a parent, which is that you eventually want your kids to grow up and make their own choices. So instead of manipulating Mitsuki into making the choice that he would want, Orochimaru would want for himself, he lets him choose. And that's, and he just kind of points him in the right direction by giving him the scroll and showing a picture of Boruto there. So in a way, it's kind of like a balance between, as a parent, letting your kids choose, but also like telling them what you think is best for them. So in this case, I think Orochimaru really understands that what would be best for Mitsuki would be to join and go to Konoha and join the Leaf Village, which is something that he himself, Orochimaru, cannot do anymore because, he's branded as a criminal, he's a rogue, he's just been gone for so long, he killed the third Hokage. So if not for himself, then for his kid. There's a lot of symbolism in this chapter, very heavy with symbolism, not just with the moon and sun, but also with Mitsuki's name, how you can divide that up into snake, and then, the sake cup, the vessel, and then by the end, it's actually, no, it's like Misu, the full moon, the moon, Suki. That's who I am. That's how I choose to be. That's what I define myself to be. And another thing that we get in this chapter is the whole passing of the torch theme. So it kind of completes the Trinity in a way, because we already seen Sasuke and Sakura pass that torch onto Sarada in Naruto Gaiden. We saw Naruto pass it to Boruto in Boruto the movie, and now it's Orochimaru's turn to pass it to Mitsuki. So again, it completes the Trinity. And now it sets the playing field for the Boruto manga. I mean, we've already seen Sarada use a very intense punch to defeat the clones in Naruto Gaiden, which is something that not even Sakura could do at her age. So, in terms of power, she's up there. She's kind of surpassing the previous generation. Same with Boruto's Rasengan or whatever. When he fought in the movie. And then finally, we have Mitsuki in this chapter. He uses like a pretty badass snake sage mode technique or mode in this chapter. And Orochimaru even tells him that the power that resides within Mitsuki, is greater than that of his own. So there you go. Although technically speaking, like, Boruto's the one that has like the hardest objective here, because surpassing Naruto Jesus, it's going to be super hard. Mitsuki's Snake Sage mode, it looks like it's like a more perfect version of what Kabuto was working towards when he was fighting Itachi and Sasuke. Because, yeah, Kabuto to me was kind of like, it's an incomplete version, but this is definitely like on a whole new level. You can see it because the chakra's coming out of it. It's oozing out of him like, some type of tailed beast cloak or something. So it looks really cool. He just looks epic. When he did it for the first time, that panel of him wearing that samurai gear, I thought it was really nice. Again, with the heavy-ass symbolism, there's a line that I really liked because it kind of reminded me of something that Itachi told Naruto about Sasuke. That he basically needs you, Naruto, just like you need people. And, the whole thing here with Mitsuki is that he has the potential to become the moon, but he can't do it alone. But if he finds somebody like the sun to lead his way, he'll get there. He'll reach his full potential. And of course, it's Boruto. So Boruto's the sun, Mitsuki's the moon, and I guess Sarada would be the earth. I don't know. It's just like a poetic, symbolic metaphor that I'm using. But anyway, I really enjoyed reading this chapter, if nothing else, just because it's Kishi's work. And it's like, yeah, I got that reminder of like, that's what it felt like to read Naruto. And so it was nice. So tell me your thoughts down below. What are your expectations moving forward? Are you going to be reading the Boruto manga? Are you not? Just let me know. I'm pretty sure most of you, even if you say you're not, you're probably going to peek at it. But anyway, like the video if you did. I appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Comment down below your thoughts. Thank you, guys.